Yes, good morning children. We are in the end of index number concept. Last class we have discussed about the types of index number, which are CPI, WPI, IAP, API and Sensex. It's Consumer Price Index, which is also known as Cost of Living Index, and Producer Price Index. Everything we have discussed, and features of index number. And when I was explaining the concept of index number only, I have explained the index number features. You know that index numbers are the statistical tool which is used to measure and compare the economic variable with respect to time. And one more thing, index numbers always expressed in terms of percentage. Okay, and when we have a 2 years, we compare the one present year with another year. That year is known as base year. So we used to compare the economic variable in terms of two periods, which are current year and base year. In index number, always base year value we assume that 100. We take the value of 100. Okay ma? In index number, it measures the relative changes in price, quantity, value, which is weight from one period to another period. And also it is measure the list of goods in a particular specified list of commodities. The price changes, the value of price changes in specified list of commodities, which means we have done in the aggregative price index method. I hope you remember aggregative price index. Remember, we had a tomato, onion, milk, etc. Their prices and basket of goods and services. How it can be measured with the help of aggregative weighted price index. So these are the features of index numbers. And next concept is uses of index numbers. What are the uses? In present life, how it can be used? Already you know that the consumer price index number, which is also known as cost of living index, which is used to know the wages, isn't it? Control the wage situation or status of wages of laborers, because it shows the status, cost of living of the consumers, status of people. The same way we had a IAP, industrial production, which is the indicator of inflation we have discussed. So everything, all kind of index number which is used for the government to make a policy and the company to make an investment plan and production plan and price policy, taxation policy or cost policy, everything they can make. So now we are going to discuss more. See here, some important index numbers like WPI, CPI, IAP are widely used in policy making. Yes, of course, these are very, very helpful for the government. And CPI, which is Consumer Price Index, are helpful in wage negotiation, formulation of income policy, rent control, taxation and general economic policy formulation. Okay, so Consumer Price Index, which is helpful for the government to make these kind of policies. And Wholesale Price Index, what is the use of Wholesale Price Index? Obviously to know the inflation status and capita formation and national income. We can calculate with the help of WPI. See here, the WPI is used to eliminate the effect of changes in prices on aggregates such as national income, capita formation, etc. The WPI is widely used to measure the rate of inflation. Yes, of course, rate of inflation, which means raising general price level. Why the prices are increasing? We can understand with the help of WPI index. And IAP gives us a quantity figure about the changes in production in the industrial sector. So you know that index of industrial production. As I said in the class, industrial production, which is used to measure the output in companies, different companies which is producing the particular commodity. So you can identify the changes. Suppose if ITC is the one private company, in ITC, Indian Tobacco Company, no? So that company, industrial software or ITI, Indian Telephone Interview, under that what are the firms are there, how much they are producing, the output level you can compare with the help of IAP. And obviously Sensex is useful guide for the investors in the stock market. So these are the uses of index number. Obviously without index number the government cannot make a policy. Next we are going to discuss about the uses of CPI, Consumer Price Index. See, the percentage change in Consumer Price Index provides a measure of inflation which is useful for the range of purpose. Yes, if you want to know about the inflation status of a country, first you should know about a consumer price index. which is the cost of living index. It is the indicator of people's status and standard of living. Okay, nama. Next, CPI, Consumer Price Index, reflects the spending pattern of each of two population group, all urban consumers, urban earners, clerical workers, which includes the professionals, self-employed, unemployed, and the poor persons. Whoever it is, you know that essentials. What are the essentials you would have studied? Food, shelter, clothing. So you should have an economy, which means money to purchase these kind of goods. If your consumption is in good level, your status is in good level. So here they are comparing with all categories of people with the help of CPI. And next, it measures the overall changes in prices of fixed basket of goods and services bought by a typical consumers related to the price in base year. Okay, so it shows the typical consumer mean the consumer, rational consumer always prefer to spend within their income. Okay, within the income how much I'm earning and how much I'm spending. Within my income only I'll plan for my purchases. So how much price changed? In 2010, how much I purchased my essential good, the same goods how much I am purchasing right now. Okay, if I compare, that will be useful for my standard of living. Next, it measures the items with the final prices at the retail level. It is used to adjust the wages which reflect the on inflation. Okay, so if retail level, if I am ready to purchase everything what I purchased before, or if I increase my purchases, my status is improved, which means the value of money decrease, or I am getting so much of money, income. So it should be controlled. It is the status of too much of money chasing too few goods. So inflationary situation, how it can be controlled. So this and all the ideas will come for the government. So consumer price index, or also known as cost of living index, which is used for knowing the wage condition, inflationary situation, and spending pattern of different kind of people. Understood, Amma? These are uses of consumer price index. At last, we are going to conclude with the topic difficulties in constructing index number. Of course, everywhere you can see the 2 points in everywhere, plus and minus, positive and negatives. Of course, index numbers are very essential for economic activity or government or industries. Though while constructing index number, we should consider some essential points. We should be caution or alert. So if you are missing while constructing the index number these points, what will happen? It will give the wrong information or value to the user. It can be a companies or the government. So what are the difficulties in constructing index number? Let me see. First, we should know the purpose of constructing index number. Yes, of course, obviously, you would have studied the second chapter, collection of data. In that chapter, you would have studied the questionnaire. When I am preparing questionnaire, I should know for what sake I am preparing the questionnaire. You had a one POQ question also. Prepare a questionnaire to conduct the inquiry or investigation on midday meal to the school students. So they are mentioning where we are going to collect and what topic we are going to collect. So if I am going to collect the data from the agriculturist, I should prepare the question as per that. I should collect from the particular people. The same way here, when the index number is preparing or constructing, I should decide whether I am preparing for the consumer point of view or producer point of view or industrialist or shareholders. So I should gather the information on the basis, and I should follow the base year value correctly. The correct base period I should be selected, and I should construct. If I am collecting the wrong information and constructing the index number, it is invalid, and those who use the index number, they get a wrong result. And number 2, in CPI, Consumer Price Index, the items are not equally important for different groups of consumers. When a consumer price index is constructed, example, rise in petrol price may not affect the poor agricultural labor. Thus, the items to be included in any index have to be selected carefully to be as representative as possible. See, remember, when you are making the price petrol, suppose if you are making the price relatives, whatever it is, index number, the price relative, if the changes in price may not affect the agricultural labor because they don't use the petrol directly. Why it can be affected the agriculture is indirectly? Obviously, they have to purchase the raw material from city side and they should sell the final product to the market to city side. So the transportation charges will be more when the petrol prices increases. So it will affect the agricultural labor indirectly, not directly. Okay, so here they are saying the CPA items are not equally important for different groups of consumer. Obviously, the price changes may not affect the rich income group is equal to poor income group. Obviously, my monthly income itself 20 mean it cannot be equal to the software people 1 lakh or 2 lakh those who are earning. So we can't construct general consumer price index. So this is the drawback in constructing the index number. And at last, every index should have a base. That base year value always should have a normal period as possible. Why I am saying? For example, if you are taking in future maybe 2030 or 2040, 2040 or 2030, some people are constructing the index number. They should not take or consider the 2020 as a base period. Why I am saying the 2020 is not a normal period? Because from March to December we are in a lockdown period. All production activities are shut down and we had very poor time period in economic condition. So if when you take this period as a base period value, whatever, even if you earn the normal income or normal cost of living also, it will show the abnormal or supernormal, because here everything is static, stunning, isn't it? For example, in a classroom, if I compare with the poor student to average student, they will say, okay, compared to him I am okay only. So always you should take a normal period, the normal running year or financial year only as a base period. When you take a extreme value should not be affected the base period, which means extreme period when the year is supernormal profit or when the year is no production, no sales, no income. If you consider that period as a base period, it won't give you for the further year the proper index value. It will give you always high level, though it is average, because already this year you know that due to natural calamities we are lagging behind, isn't it? So remember, every index should have a base. The base should be as normal as possible and extreme value should not be there. Extreme value should not be there selected as a base period. Okay, so this is the difficulties of constructing index number. Remember ma, if you take a wrong value or wrong period as a base in future 2020 or 2030 or 2040, suppose you may become an economist, remember you should not take an extreme year as a base period while constructing index numbers. So hope you understood the entire concept of index number. Remember again, recollect again. I'll tell you, index number is a statistical tool, important tool, which measure or compare the economic variable, relative changes in economic variable with respect to time. Thank you children. Keep learning. All the best.